staff members, secure telephones, secure fax machines. A classroom on the other side of this holding room held second graders and a pool of press people. Just before the president was getting ready to walk into that classroom, he was standing with the principal of the school, and a staffer from the Situation Room came up and said, "Sir, it appears a small twin-engine prop plane crashed into one of the towers at the World Trade Center in New York City." Our collective reaction was one, "Oh, what a horrible accident. The pilot must have had a heart attack or something." And then the principal opened the door to the classroom, and the president walked into the classroom. The door shut, and that same staffer from the Situation Room came up to me and said, "Sir, it appears it was not a small twin-engine prop plane. It was a commercial jetliner." And my mind flashed to the fear that must have been experienced by the passengers on that plane. You had to know it wasn't going up. And then a nanosecond later, that same staffer came to me and said, "Oh my gosh, another plane hit the other tower at the World Trade Center." I stood at that door and I performed a test that chiefs of staff have to perform all the time. The truth is, it's a very difficult test. On this day, it was easy. Does the president need to know? Yes. I made a decision that I would pass on 2 facts and make 1 editorial comment, and I would do nothing to invite a question or start a dialogue. I opened the door to the classroom, and the teacher was speaking to the president and to the students. The press pool at the back of the room included Ann Compton from ABC News. And she looked up at me, and it was unusual for me to come into the room after the president had gone in. But she looked up and she said, and I looked at her and I said, and she looked back at me and said, and then there was a break in the conversation at the front of the classroom, and I walked up to the president and I leaned over and I whispered into his right ear, "A second plane hit the second tower. America is under attack." I tell you that story because if it weren't for that experience that I had, I would not be here today. Actually, if it weren't for that day, you might not be here today.